Well, I've been asked to draw the Sydney Opera House once or twice now. And it's interesting how it's built. If this is like a ball and you're looking down from the top, then all those weird shapes are kind of made out of sections. So you're looking down and it's sort of cutting out little sections like that. And if you want kind of a 3D kind of view of it, it'll be something like that, will it? Anyway, and these kind of are peeled off the top and then kind of glued together. So let's have a go and see what we can do. So if we start roughly in the middle there, then you want to kind of curve that way and then there a bit, and then to do kind of an internal curve as well. And you've got all these, I don't know what's going on here, I think these are restaurant areas or something, and I'm making this up so it's not quite exactly right. And you can do something like that. And then we've got this kind of weird window business, which is not easy to draw. In fact, it wants to be more over that way. And then the windows will be kind of coming up like that, and then down at a bit of an angle, and then even more of an angle there. Then that will come kind of curving up inside there. But here you want to have an internal angle that's going to come to about there, and then internal curve, should I say, and then that will go about there. Probably wants to be a little sharper actually, like that. That's kind of disappearing off into there, and then this again will kind of curve, and from about there you've got quite a steep curve, and again there you just can see a tiny little bit coming around the back there, and then there's another little kind of mini part of the stage or whatever it is around the back there as well, like that. So that's kind of one of the opera houses, and then kind of roughly about it's not easy, so I'm going to come out this way a little bit and come like that, and maybe a bit more that way, and then that will have an internal bit like that, and that's coming down to these kind of weird windows, and then you're going to get more of these kind of restaurant levels, and eventually you're going to get the kind of the sea level, and then that will be so that's there, and then that would be coming down and up, and then you're going to want another kind of angle coming like that, which again will kind of sweep up, curve down and sweep up into there, which will then curve up and should be much higher. So I'm going to make that higher, and that much higher like that. Good. Let's try inking this in. So I'm going to do this kind of thing on the front, whatever these are. I think they're kind of restaurants or buildings. I'm making some of this up, but this is basically how it goes. And then I'm going to come up to that point, up to that point. I'm going to do all these curves first, I think. Well, maybe not. I'm going to do that and then that. And then I'll come up to there and down to there, and then I want to do that. And in fact, I think what I really want is to get that to there, and then that to there, to there, and then we're going to see this little sail coming out at the back there. Now down here we're going to want these kind of windows coming like that, and they're kind of coming straight down, and then at an angle, and then at even more of an angle there. More of this kind of whatever it is going on. There's another layer there. They're rooms and practice rooms or something, I don't know what they are. And then we have the quay all the way along there, and then the sea coming along there. Here we want to do a curve up and then down, and then this needs to be very shallow and quite pointy, and it will then come down and across. Then we will want this to be kind of coming down there, and then at an angle, and then that will actually go off at a different angle there as well. Then do this internal curve and the external curve, bring that down and up to this internal curve, that external curve, and down. And inside here we've kind of got these kind of elements like that. When you are sure that it is dry, then you can erase all those pencil lines. Flick shadow out from there because that's where it's darkest, and then I'm going to cross hatch from there because that's where it's darkest too. We need those kind of ribs in there as well. In fact, we need to make the ribs lighter so we can kind of cross hatch in between the ribs, and then I'm going to be flicking out from there and cross hatching down from the top. Make these windows darker, and there too, and we're going to have a shade light, the shadow is the word I'm looking for, sort of coming out from there. And similarly there's going to be a shadow coming from behind there too. Make that shadow a little better just by cross hatching down, and again on this one cross hatching down. Here we want to flick out the shadow there, and I think probably flick it up from there as well. We're going to get quite a bit of serious shadow flicking out across the glazing like that, and then the whole thing will want to be shaded as well. And I'm going to shade in these little windows sections here. Then I'm going to do what I've done over here as well. I'm going to hatch out from there and hatch down from there, and then I'm going to hatch in between the ribs like that. So there's a rib I'm going to hatch in, and then I'm going to hatch out from there and down from there. And in fact I think we're getting a kind of an angle there as well, so I think that can be made really quite dark down there, and then we'll also want to have a bit of shadow coming across the back there like that. And I think also we're probably going to see a little bit like that with another bit of shadow there. And here, to get this shade, I'm not really cross-hatching, I'm over-hatching. So I'm putting kind of hatching across, and I'm just kind of doubling up the amount of ink that I'm putting in that area. I'm going to put this in behind as a kind of hint of sky to hopefully make the sails of the opera house, the roof, stand out a bit more.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, why not go and have a look at another one of my videos or try the mystery drawing. Make sure you're subscribed for new drawings every Monday and Friday. Check out my website shoorayner.com, and why not get my new book, Everyone Can Draw. In the meantime, keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.